the last light in the coastal town of Seabrook, Maine, where the air always carried the scent of salt and pine, lived a 16-year-old girl named Lily Thompson. Lily wasn't the kind of girl people noticed at first. She didn't have the loud laugh or the bold style that drew attention. What she did have was a quiet resilience, something forged in the hardest moments of her young life. 2 years earlier, Lily's father, a lighthouse keeper, had passed away suddenly. He was the kind of man who could fix anything and who never failed to tell his daughter, "Even the darkest night ends when the light shines through." Since then, the lighthouse stood as both a symbol of her father's love and the emptiness he left behind. The weight of silence. Lily's mother worked at the local diner to keep the family afloat, while Lily helped raise her younger brother, Caleb. At school, she kept her head down. Some kids whispered about her sad eyes, but she ignored them. Inside, she carried an ache that never seemed to fade. Nights were the hardest when the ocean roared and the lighthouse beams swept across the sea, reminding her of the father she had lost. But Lily had inherited something from him, the quiet belief that even small acts could guide people home. The contest. One crisp October morning, her English teacher, Mr. Hayes, announced a school-wide essay contest. The theme was "What Bravery Means to Me." The winner would earn a scholarship to a summer program at Boston University, a chance Lily knew could change her life. Most of her classmates groaned at the thought of more writing, but Lily's heart pounded. Bravery wasn't just a word to her. It was what her family lived every day. Still, the thought of sharing her story terrified her. What if her words weren't good enough? That night, as she sat at the kitchen table, Caleb climbed into the chair across from her. "Are you going to enter?" he asked, his big brown eyes hopeful. "I don't know," Lily whispered. "Dad always said you were the bravest person he knew. You should tell people why." Her chest tightened. Maybe he was right. Writing the truth, Lily began her essay with trembling hands. She didn't write about knights or superheroes. She wrote about her father, about the lighthouse, about nights when grief felt like a storm too heavy to bear. She wrote about bravery as choosing to keep going, even when your heart felt broken, about holding your family together, about finding strength in the middle of loss. Every word hurt, but every word also healed. She titled it, "The Last Light." The big day, weeks later, the entire school gathered in the auditorium for the contest results. Teachers sat in rows, students whispered with nervous energy, and the principal took the stage. "This year," she announced, "the winning essay showed us that bravery isn't loud or flashy. It's quiet, steady, and deeply human. Please congratulate Lily Thompson." The room erupted in applause. Lily froze. Her name. Caleb leaped from his seat, cheering louder than anyone. "That's my sister." The speech shaking, Lily walked to the stage. The principal handed her a microphone and encouraged her to read part of her essay. Her hands trembled as she unfolded the paper. She glanced at the crowd faces she thought had never noticed her before. Then she began. "Bravery isn't about fighting dragons or winning battles. For me, bravery is watching the lighthouse light sweep across the water at night, reminding me of my dad. Bravery is waking up every day after losing him and still finding reasons to smile for my brother. Bravery is knowing the storm won't last forever." Her voice cracked, but she kept going. By the time she finished, the room was silent. Then, slowly, the audience rose to their feet. The ripple effect afterward. Classmates who had never spoken to her came up with tears in their eyes. Teachers hugged her. Even the principal whispered, "Your father would be proud." But the moment that mattered most came when Caleb grabbed her hand and said, "You're my hero, Lily. You're our light." That night, sitting at the dinner table, Lily noticed the empty chair where her father once sat. For the first time, it didn't feel so empty. It felt like he was there, shining through her words. Full circle, the scholarship opened doors Lily never imagined. She spent the summer in Boston, writing stories that touched hearts. But she never forgot that the first story, the one about her father and the lighthouse, was the one that changed her life. Years later, Lily returned to Seabrook as a writer and speaker. She often visited the lighthouse, standing where her father once did, guiding ships safely home. Every time she looked at the beam of light sweeping across the sea, she whispered, "I kept the light going, Dad." Moral of the story: bravery doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's choosing to stand up when grief tells you to sit down. Sometimes it's speaking when silence feels safer. Lily's story reminds us that the lights we carry inside our kindness, our courage, our love can guide others through their storms. Because even when the night is darkest, the last light always shines.